Hello and welcome to Portugal, where we've just had a very exciting delivery, which is hopefully going to improve our internet situation. And so in this video, we're going to go through the whole process from unboxing to setting up to hopefully having a successful online experience with Starlink. But first of all, we should probably set the scene a little bit, just so that you kind of know the context that we're dealing with here. Have you started the unboxing without me?
I'm just having a sneak peek.
That's not how we do it.
Okay. I'm very excited.
Why are you so excited? Should we set the scene a little bit?
Yes. So we live in the middle of nowhere.
Portugal.
Middle of Portugal, middle of central Portugal, middle of the country, in the interior. Fibre broadband is not a thing where we are, though it is close by, but it's like 2 kilometres away. And there's just no chance it's going to get to us anytime soon. We've already been here almost 2 years and there's no whispers even that we might get it. So rather than optimistically wait and hope, we thought we'd do something about it. We currently have a mobile 4G data SIM that came with a little device that was pants. And
so it came with a USB router.
Yes.
Battery powered.
Tiny little box. Didn't pick up a very good signal and then didn't relay a very good signal. So the first step was upgrading to a more pro router.
Yeah, so we've got a TP-Link 4G router. So you stick a SIM card into it and that gives you the power. It gives you the data. And it has got Ethernet ports on the back, so you can hardwire stuff in, which is quite useful. It's got 2 antennas on it, which they say gives you double the speed, which is, based on our experience, is not correct. But it may just be we get a bad signal here. And so it's been good for what we needed, given our situation, which is we're in the middle of a renovation, which is why we're living in this tent behind me, and why we are off-grid, and we don't have any phone line or even mains power. We do have mains water, but maybe that's a story for another day. But yeah, we needed something so that we could be online and upload YouTube videos and stuff like that. But it has been painful.
The one good thing that mobile 4G router does provide us is we can pick it up and take it anywhere with us. So we've done a couple of live streams into our members club, and so we have a portable battery, EcoFlow, that we took down to the garden with us and took the router with us, and so we could actually do a live stream from there. But still, the reception is a bit shoddy because of the 4G. But that's one thing that has provided the mobile ability, which this probably won't because it'll be in a fixed location. But that one small pro is definitely outweighed by all of the cons. And those cons are the 4G drops out a lot. So having a Zoom call can be quite difficult. Anything where you need a constant stream is very difficult. Even just trying to put the latest update on my iPhone, that doesn't work either. It just drops out too much. And then it's just not consistent. We can't rely on it to always be there, because some days it's so bad we can't do anything. And so we went looking for a solution. And we started looking for a solution about a year ago.
So about a year ago, or whenever it was that Starlink wasn't actually yet available here in Portugal, we signed up for the beta program, and after some time we were approved. It required I think a €100 deposit and then a commitment to all of the equipment costs and then the ongoing monthly fees. And we'll talk about all the pricing stuff a little bit later and contrast it to the 4G package that we're currently on, just so you can get an idea of the difference in price, but also the difference in speed. We'll do a speed test later. But we got approved for it, but we were still living in this tent, still cooking in this shed, and we thought, we're not really ready for this. It felt a bit overkill for the living situation that we had. So we actually cancelled it. But then ever since we cancelled it, we've been like, should have got Starlink. Particularly whenever the internet drops out or we're trying to upload a video at crunch time or something like that. And we're like, why did we cancel it? So we reapplied. But the good news is it's cheaper now. So that is worked in our favour somewhat. Anyway, I think that's enough context. We're off-grid in the middle of nowhere. The the 4G reception we get isn't great, so we're hoping the satellite reception does a much better job.
It's a very big box.
It is a big box. It's a bigger box than I was expecting, perhaps.
Right. Lots of plastic.
I think it's upside down. Oh wow, it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Some kind of stand.
We might need another table here.
I mean, I don't think there's many things here. We have the thing. We have some pictures.
Can I take the... Oh, it's got a big long cable.
And we have a big cable. Oh, and I guess this is like the inside component.
That looks like a router.
And that's it. Very long cable. Maybe
Wow.
we can run it down to the garden. That's it.
That's it.
Power cable.
Wow, it must be idiot proof.
I mean, there's only one place this can go, in the hole. So, I think you know more about this. Has to be somewhere that gets a 360 view of the sky or something.
I think it needs to point at the northern sky.
The northern.
But they have an app which can help us work it out.
Okay, but we're not obstructed here. There's a couple of trees, but by the time we get up, we're going to put it on top of the shed. By the time it's on there, there's no obstructions whatsoever, so it can do its thing, find its way.
You look like you're doing a dance.
No one needs to see that.
It's a good noise.
These are special screws for the roofing material that we have, so that this rubber seal prevents any water coming in.
I think we can take this dish off the top.
It's going to be easier to attach the stand, I guess.
Yeah.
Fitting fixture. My understanding is that this can be fitted in any direction, the base, and then when it's powered up, it will
You're doing that dance again.
do its magic and point to where it needs to point to. Okay.
You want this one first?
Yeah, let's see.
You ready for that one?
Well, this might be done in 5 minutes.
Famous last words.
I don't know how we're gonna move this to our 3-story house later on, but
They have different mounting options though. This is just the standard one.
okay. Right. So, my cable's that direction.
Cool.
Job done.
So before we plug all this in and try and get it all set up, I thought I would do a quick demo of the Starlink app to show where the obstacles are. Of course, that involves downloading the app, which is happening very slowly at the moment. So whilst I'm waiting for that, let me also do a speed test so that we can know what we're starting with here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. 1.2 megabits. 2.5 megabit down, it looks like. Well, not even that. So yes, this is one of the reasons that we have looked elsewhere for internet-based solutions, because this is pretty poor. I mean, it even seems like it's crashed before it's moved on to the upload test. So we have finally downloaded and installed the app. So we're going to scan the entire sky when we are ready. Okay, let's go. So point the camera up, and then we, I guess, move it around till we harvest all of these green balls. Did we get everything? Oh, there's some over there. There we go. Cool. So we'll view the results.
Am I right in saying you need the internet to set up the internet?
Well, if you've got data signal, then you can download it on that.
It's quite convenient. Our tent has these little access points. this one that's on our house. You will need it to be long. Have you got it? Okay.
No, I'm outside with the camera, you idiot. So here we are inside the tent. It's very hot, so we're going to try and keep this brief. But this is the existing router that we have, a TP-Link. SIM card goes in the back, and it's got some LAN ports so that you can hardwire stuff, which is quite useful. Yeah, portable, but not that great. But this is where we're going to set up the Starlink router. I'll also be interested to see what the range on it is, because if we can get a signal in the house, that would be great. For when we're working, we can have some music on as we're doing the renovation.
Now, I'm not very good with gadgets, but even I can work out what goes in what hole.
So feed the cable comes in around the back because there's a hole there.
Pretty simple. Now, one of these, this one, needs to actually get plugged into a socket. And that's it, people. My job here is done. Like magic, we're going to have super fast internet. Why is it not on? Well, you might be wrong, because I think you have to go into the app and do something.
Okay.
And then it's going to
Do something
else. Because there's no on and off buttons, it's just
Oh,
plugged
it's
in.
powered on. There's a little light on the bottom. There
Where?
you go. Little light.
Oh yeah, there, tiny one.
So one of the things that was a bit of a concern for me when looking into ordering Starlink was to do with the power usage. From what I've read, the router and the dish are quite power hungry, and because we're on off-grid solar here, power consumption and usage and all that kind of stuff is really important to us, so we need to be aware of it. So I've got here our remote monitoring system for all the Victron energy equipment that you can see behind me. And it shows that at the moment our batteries are 100% charged, which is good, and there is 188 watts of load on the system. Now the only things that we have plugged in are a fridge, a freezer, maybe a couple of things on standby, and the Starlink router. So I thought it would be interesting to try and unplug that and see how this changes. Yeah, there are more advanced and precise ways of measuring power usage, but we don't have any of those. So I'm going to call out to my glamorous assistant who is in the tent and ask her to unplug the machine, and we'll be able to see if anything changes.
If I unplug it, you're not going to be able to communicate with the Victron anymore.
But of course, if we unplug it, then I won't be able to communicate with the machine anymore, and I won't be able to see how much power we're using. This might be able to help us out. Okay, I thought this would be the easiest way of demonstrating this. We have the Starlink router plugged into this, which is a portable solar battery called an EcoFlow. None of this is sponsored, by the way. We spent money on all of this stuff. And the reason that I've plugged it into this is because it has a power output. The only thing that is plugged into this battery is the Starlink, and it's currently fluctuating around 35 to 40, 41 watts of power. Now that is a lot better than I had heard it was going to be. I'd heard reports of like 150 watts just for like tick over power, but this is good. Now maybe it uses more power when the dish is moving around. I guess that would make sense, but I don't think it needs to move that frequently. And so hopefully it means that we're not going to have a huge hit with additional power consumption just for having this installed, which is good.
I want to see.
Okay, well you'll be able to watch it on the video as well. We have checked for obstruction, so we're going to set up Starlink here. We think everything is ready to go, so we'll click start. I have a location. Let's plug it in. The will automatically illuminate. Yeah, or it will tilt automatically. Have you seen it tilt? Go and have a look.
Oh, watch for tilting. Oh, it's horizontal.
That sounds like progress. Next. Join network. Join your Starlink Wi-Fi network. It may take about 30 seconds for it to appear. Open Wi-Fi settings. Let's go. Starlink. The other network there is for the solar system. Not the solar system, but the solar power system. Configure network. Well, maybe we don't show you this part. What do you want to call it?
So while you're doing that,
Pretty
maybe
fly
I'll
for a
take
Wi-Fi.
Look at that. Not the best weather. You can barely see the screen. There we go.
It's a shame it doesn't interface with 1Password, because I would just like to generate a password here, but I think I will just do that anyway. We've set the network name and the password for our eyes only, of course, as you may expect. It is now rebooting the system.
That is not north.
That's kind of north.
It is north.
Yes, it's pointing north. Let's see. So, we're online, everything seems to be working. It was a very, very simple setup. Let's have a quick look at the speed. This is, I guess, the thing that, well, it's the thing that I'm most interested in. Probably you are as well. We're running a speed test. I know, it's very bright out here.
0.
0.
Oh, what? That's super
Holy
fast.
crap.
Wow.
That is incredible.
I'm going to be able to watch so much YouTube now.
We're never going to get anything done now. Holy crap.
Wow. That's amazing.
So what's that? 211 megabits down, 39 upload. So the upload isn't anywhere near as good as the download, which is a shame because we upload massive gigabyte files to YouTube every week, a couple of times a week. Swipe for advanced. No, let's swipe this way for advanced. Well, let's do an advanced test. Why not? Okay, so it's showing the difference in connectivity between the Starlink to Starlink and then the phone on the actual Wi-Fi network. Cool. Pretty good is the short version, so I'm quite happy with that. Excellent. So that was all pretty straightforward, which is a surprise. Normally when we do things, something goes wrong, but success, which is great. And so for just a few minutes work, we've 10x'd the speed of our internet connection, which is really more than I was expecting, actually. But of course it does come at a cost. And I did promise we'd talk about the money side of it. So what we were previously spending every month for a Vodafone 4G data only SIM was €30 a month, but that was for unlimited downloads. We previously were on a plan with Mio, and that was pay per gigabyte or per megabyte, and that ended up being insanely expensive. So we've switched to the unlimited Vodafone one, €30 a month. But for that price, flaky internet, slow internet, not reliable, bad. Starlink is much more expensive though. When we first signed up to the beta program, you're committing to a €500 equipment cost and then €99 per month for the service, which is significantly more expensive than a data SIM. However, the pricing has come down now. So now we paid €350 for the equipment and the monthly fee is 65. So by delaying our gratification a little bit, we've saved quite a significant amount of money on a monthly basis. Now, of course, this is a temporary installation that we've done. We need to do some cable management and stuff like that. And then eventually we're going to move it into the house. So we'll have to buy another mount for mounting it externally on the other side of the building towards the roof line somewhere. Because this is a stone building, we may not get great Wi-Fi coverage inside, so we'll probably need some kind of mesh network. Now, we had Google Wi-Fi before, which has a mesh network, so we may be able to reuse that, but Starlink also has their own. I have no knowledge or experience with it, so I don't know if it's any good or if it's worth going for. But I'm very pleased for such a small amount of work. It was really simple. There weren't even any written instructions. It was just 3 pictures, and so far so good. Of course, we will have to do the long-term testing and see if we get any dropouts or coverage issues or how much it fluctuates over the time. But so far, so good.
So one good thing about this, and it was the same actually as our Vodafone, is we're on a rolling monthly, so there's no contract that you're tied into. Starlink also do have a semi-second-hand market, so if you decide not to continue, you can offload your gear to someone else. But that's subject to them changing their T's and C's as to whether that's allowed. So the ongoing impact of this will be that our monthly cost of living goes up by an extra €35 a month.
65.
No, we already were paying 30, so it's an extra
increase.
35. But for the ability to upload all our videos and to be able to watch YouTube when we like and be able to have Zoom calls, which previously we've tried to have some and we've had to reschedule, it's really good peace of mind that we're going to hopefully have internet all the time at fast enough speeds out here in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I'd say for the moment, it's a winner.
Cool, so I think that pretty much wraps it up for now. Apologies for the tractoring noise in the background, but we do live in a farming community, so there's always something happening here, and there's always something happening every week in our videos as well. So if you like this kind of stuff, then do stick around for future episodes, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye bye.